Good morning everyone. I thought I'd take you behind the scenes in my rose processing situation. So first of all I'll show you these. These are ones which are completely ready, so those are dry and ready to grind up. And when I grind them up they look like this. And I use a teaspoon or a teaspoon and a half of that together with the cat's claw, and I make a tea out of it in this little pot. Ooh, there we go. And here's me drinking the tea. So I've been honing my intent into looking for rose hips lately, and got batches of all different kinds. So this is one particular variety that I've got, which is this kind of colour, shades of orange, as a completely different batch. And in fact this batch is the same as that one, so that's what they dry up into. I do feel that this is perhaps one of the most beautiful colours. And I'm going to show you what I've got going on in the oven. So the way I'm choosing to do this, because I don't have a dehydrator anymore, is to use the oven. And I've learnt that all I need to do is to set the oven at around about 50 degrees, and I've got a thermometer to make sure it is around about that temperature, no hotter. And I just put them on trays in the oven to dry off. So you can see that's another the vivid type, and that's another the vivid type a bit further on. And I leave the oven door open like that so that the damp can get out. At first I didn't have the sense to realise that, and of course I wasn't getting very far, so it's really important to leave the oven slightly open so all the moisture can come out and they can dry out. So when I get them in this state, well, I'll have to just move my camera back, sorry about that. So when I get them in this state with lots of leaves on the end, what I do is I just pluck them off and put them into the tray. So this is what I've spent quite a bit of time doing this morning, just preparing another batch to go in the oven. And I find it does vary, as little as 24 hours, as much as 3 days to dry them off. But because the oven is on a very low setting, all it's doing is providing a little tiny bit of background heat to the kitchen, which at the end of October is no bad thing in itself. So what I've discovered is, having done this now with myself over 3 years, with Waxar for over 2 years, have a great resistance to all the viruses that come around and get people. So I keep hearing about this virus and that virus, and I just don't get them anymore. And I know I do other things for my health, but I do feel that the immune system boost from the cat's claw, together with the vitamin C and all the other unknown compounds which exist in the rosehip, because that's the thing, you can just buy vitamin C and take that. But to me it's rather like buying refined sugar. Why don't you go to the source? There's a term that people use these days, it's of bioavailability. The bioavailability that you get in a natural form is just so superior. So although it might not contain so many grams, it's actually got more effect on the body. So really so grateful for these. And I want to introduce you to something else now. This film's been made in October, and it's still possible in England to find plenty of rosehip bushes. Just drive around, walk around, and you'll notice them. You'll see that colour, which could be anything from as mild and as gentle as that to as forceful and as vivid as that. But there is a saying with herbalists. Herbalists talk about vitamin C and protecting yourself against viruses. And they say hips and haws, hips and haws. So what do they mean by the haws? Well, I thought I'd show you. So yesterday I was out and I came across these. Now the first thing you notice about them is they look very similar to the dried rose hips in colour. So these are the hawthorn berries, the berries from the hawthorn tree. And I was particularly lucky because I was on an embankment and I pulled off the road and I was just attracted by the colour. And the trees, because you see the thing is, it's easy to pick rose hips from bushes because they're the human height, but trees being a lot higher, it's hard to pick them. Because I was on an embankment and the hawthorn trees were lower down, I was actually able to reach these so very easily. So I'm going to treat them in exactly the same way, dry them, grind them up into powder, and I'll use them, and that will keep me and Waxara going and keep our immune system strong throughout the winter months. So that's what I'm doing this morning. Cheers.